Rose Hart. I'm super excited to have a special guest with us. We are speaking with Ykaterina, who is a professional badass. Welcome, Ykaterina.
Oh, hello, Anne. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I had a little trouble pronouncing your last name. Maybe could you introduce yourself and just tell us again what you do?
Oh, yes, but of course, of course. So, my name is Ykaterina Grgvrgvrchgorivich, and I am a professional badass. And on the side, I am also a lounge singer, humanitarian, yoga boot camp leader, accountant, acupuncturist, world leader, and I like a good movie here and there as well.
This is the epitome of the multi-passionate, multi-potentialite, badass modern woman. And the thing I love about how you show up is that you really help everyone else understand how they can be a professional badass too. It's not just this elite club that some people were born into. So what is it that, if you could tell people about one thing they could do to really own their own badass, they need to know?
Oh, well, it is simple. You just make the choice and say, today I wake up a badass, and every action I take from here on out will be badassistic. Badass. Let's call it badastic. Fantastic badass.
So, there's this one thing that I heard you just rock your talk a couple of weeks ago at another event where we were, and what really, really struck me was your message that we're all born a badass, and then we forgot. And I just hearing you say that in your accent words, could you just riff on that a little bit about, how you knew that you were a badass? Because you were born a badass, just like I was, and everybody watching this was. So speak a little bit on that, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, yes, of course. So more details that, of course, any day, any moment, you can choose to be a badass, but let me get into it more. You are already a badass. Look in the mirror. So a bit about my background and how I did become a badass, just like you have mentioned, Anne, is I was born this way. And when I was born, my mother and my father, they handed me a mirror and they showed me what I look like. And I was like, oh my goodness, I am a badass. This is exciting. Oh, wow, what can I do with all of this? And from there on out, I just kept that up. And if I ever had any kind of issue that only lasted like a millisecond usually, I would just look back in the mirror and say, oh, wait, no, I can handle this because I am a badass. And if any other thing, any little issue came up, then I would just flick it away like a bug, you could say. You know what I mean? And then if it was something that was really big, like a really big issue, something that I know a lot of people deal with, things like self-doubt and overwhelm and all of those kinds of things. Well, they happen. They sneak into you sometimes. It is part of life, right? It is your monsters. But here is what you need to do, okay? Will you see any of that coming and you for 1 second doubt yourself or think that you're not good enough, or you forget yourself and you forget how much of a badass that you are? Well, let me show you. I am going to stand up, so let me adjust this. Oh boy, okay. Here we are. All right. So, you, just like me, were born a badass. From the very beginning, full of power, full of self-love, full of courage, full of everything that you desire. You already have it. So, what you do, if anything, for any reason, you have forgotten this, you just kick it. You kick that away. You kick, and you punch, and you strike a pose.
Strike a pose. I'm gonna try that. Strike a pose. I love it.
You want to?
Yes. Okay. Give me some instruction here on how to strike a pose.
Okay. Well, first, it does help when you kick some good booty. You kick those monsters away. So if you're for the kicking, then you start with the goal and kick.
Okay.
All right, and you kick with the other foot.
Woo!
Punch, punch.
Punch.
And then hands on hips.
Okay.
Hip out, strike a pose. Yeah. Just out two, of course. Yes, you want to. Balance pose, shoulder curves. Work with what you got. Because I have beautiful curves after all.
Thank you. Oh, this is marvelous. You know, there's a lot of talk these days about the power of embodiment and power poses and, you know, using your body to shift confidence. But I like the flavor that you bring to this, because strike a pose with an accent takes me to a very different place than other ways of power postures that I've played with. So what about for somebody who feels silly doing this? Like, strike a pose. Like, they're going, I'm going to feel like an idiot. You know, people are going to laugh at me. What might you suggest for somebody who has those thoughts cross their mind?
Okay. Understandable. This does come back to clicking it away, because that is just another doubt thought of who you are, of living your true self, your fullest self, and realizing that it does not matter what anybody else thinks of you. And here is why. Because if you are going about worrying, oh no, what if they think I am silly if I'm striking a pose, and then you don't strike a pose? Well, here's what happens is instead you go about your day and you don't feel as badass and awesome, and you realize that you are making decisions based on this other person. Where when that happens, what you are doing is you are not living in your full power, your full truth, and you are not loving yourself. Because if you love yourself, you will strike every pose there is, and you will not matter. You will not mind. And of course, I acknowledge that this takes practice, because it is one of these monsters that comes up, this monster of worrying about what everybody else is expecting of you.
Right.
But you need to remember this, that in all of your decisions, in every day, you are here on this planet to choose your highest joy. Not this other person over here, not this little guy over there, your highest joy. And choose that you also love yourself most. Of course, you love your family, you love your friends, you love all of these things, but you need to love yourself the most of all, and that is the secret to how you help everybody else out there, because you will not be helping them if you are like a cookie cutter trying to do things that they are expecting of you when they don't even know what to expect, because they don't even know just how powerful you are. Whereas you, when you take that time to follow your highest joy and to choose yourself and loving yourself and caring for yourself, that is the secret to helping everybody else. That is why I am an acclaimed author, speaker, coach, and everything in between, and all the hobbies I talked about already. I'm a movie star. It is because those were in my joy to do that, and by doing that, I have helped lots of other people. But it's not to please them, it's to please me. And coming from that space not only pleases the people that need to hear my message, but it empowers them and it helps them become their greatest self, which helps so many other people. And it's this ripple effect after one another and another.
I love it. I love it. I love it. There's so much that you shared there. But the first piece that I want to loop back to is that not caring what people think. It's huge. That's the heart of badassery, doesn't it? Because you have to decide that you don't care what people think in order to choose your highest joy. Because that's usually what trips people up is, oh, what would they think? Or I'll lose my job, or they will judge me, or, you know, and we're letting everybody else run our life. And what you just said totally collapsed that entire paradigm. Strike a pose is kind of the classic power move that cuts through all of that crap. I think it's brilliant.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yes, you said it. It cuts through the crap. We are meant to strike poses, you could also say. Also, again, if somebody asks, well, why would I want to strike this pose? Well, why? Because it feels amazing. It feels amazing. You stick your chest out. You stick your, I don't know if you see, but you stick your hip out so your butt shows here. You do a bit of a bend in the knee, a little bit of this, yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. And stand like this with your head held high and tell me you don't feel amazing.
I do feel amazing.
You do. It is such a simple recipe. You look good. You feel good. You own your curves. And even if you think that you don't love your curves, well, maybe that is because you're not showing them enough. You need to pause. You need to love your body. You need to love your thoughts. You need to just love it all. Okay? Let's do a bit of a hug and a wiggle.
Hug and a wiggle. I love it.
Exactly. That is the power of the mind and the body connection as well.
See? It really is. You're truly a master of it. So I'm curious. I'm going to sit down again, and I hope that our viewers have been striking a pose with us.
I hope so.
Yes, I'm so curious. What is it like for your clients to work with you? I mean, this has got to be so empowering and so fun. What do people say? What kind of feedback do you get? Because this is so ridiculously fun.
Well, yes, that is among the things that they say. They say, wow, I never had any idea I could have so much fun being a badass and that I could really live my life without caring what other people think, and that I can put my voice out there with such gusto to talk about anything that I want to talk about and share my truth. And it feels amazing because I trust in my confidence, and they just come away just with a stronger, louder voice, with a deeper, truer love for themselves, their true selves, and they have fun in the process because, you know, I may look very serious, but I also like to laugh. And I like to have fun as well, and that is what we all need as well. That's part of loving yourself, is you are nourishing yourself when you have fun, when you bring in the joy, and when you demand this. You demand it, and by doing that, yes, my clients have just become just these huge powerhouses. They are leading the world. If you have seen some of the top world leaders, the very admirable ones. Yes, they were my clients, of course. And then let's see. Well, I'm ageless, so Gandhi was my client. He was my client. Yes, Nelson Mandela, he was my client as well at one point. And Oprah Winfrey. Oh, I love her. It was so fun to work with her. Oh my goodness. And so, so those are just a few examples. But it's been a pleasure.
Oh, clearly the world is a better place because everyone has gotten to experience Ykaterina, a professional badass.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is my pleasure, and I love doing it. And more important, it is good for them as well. And so it is symbiotic. No, I don't. Oh, I don't know the language. My English is a little rusty sometimes, but it is a powerful connection, to work coach to client and to really make that choice to change and to grow and to claim your badassery.
Yes.
So
Exactly. So, Ykaterina, after we are done with this interview on the web, what other badass things are you doing today? What else does badassery look like for you?
Oh, let's see. Okay. Well, I'm building a few houses in southern Mexico, Habitats for Humanity kind of a thing. And then I am working on a new peace treaty throughout Africa, and then I am fighting a few monsters in the Andes Mountains, and then I will be starring in a hit comedy show on ABC. Like I said, I do have the funny side, and let's not forget, of course, I love my lounge singing, so I will be singing tonight. And if you would like, I can do just a little fun for you.
Yes, I would love a song. Yeah, please.
Okay, I can again. It just feels better. So, okay, and this one's for you and for all the viewers listening. Thank you. So. On your badassery, because when you do, you help the world, and you help you. So work that badassery.
Yeah. I love it. I'll look forward to your album when that comes out.
Yeah. Of course, that is coming.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but thanks so much for spending this time with me. I feel amazingly badass. I'm going to practice striking a pose, and thank you so much for sharing this with everybody who's watching. Let's plan to do it again.
Yes, absolutely. My pleasure, your pleasure. It is wonderful. So, all right, yes, and for anybody who wants my autographs, I can be sending those out as well. Just let me know.
You're welcome. It's your signature line.